In this WrestleTalk news, why AEW signed William Regal, a Jeff Hardy to AEW update, more Cody Rhodes to WWE updates, and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos, because William Regal is now in AEW and we all get to do the War Games thing again. War Games! War Games! Except not in AEW. Blood and Guts, that doesn't have the same ring.
Support WrestleTalk!
War Games, much better. On last night's AEW Revolution, which you can find a review of here on this channel with Laurie Blake that was uploaded earlier today, following the Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson match, tensions flared once again between the two, and who should stroll up but everyone's favourite wrestling dad, William Regal. Regal managed to cool the heads of Moxley and Danielson and even made them shake hands like a good wrestling dad should. Tony Khan later revealed that Regal was officially all elite, even getting the announcement graphic treatment and everything. Regal, of course, is a legend of the industry and had previously worked diligently alongside Triple H and Shawn Michaels in NXT, helping craft the future of the business, a role which Triple H in years gone by had said Regal could keep as long as he wanted it. But unfortunately for Triple H and William Regal, Regal was released on January 5th this year as part of the ongoing behind-the-scenes shift in NXT. Regal also has a knack for spotting the stars of the future, and on the post-Revolution media scrum, Tony Khan spoke on why Regal had been brought into AEW. It was very surprising to see he had been released and would be available. I have tons of respect for his mind, and I think he's going to be a very valuable person in AEW. Obviously, people who follow his career closely know that he has a very long established connection with Bryan Danielson and was instrumental in shaping the pro wrestler that Danielson has become, and he is one of the greatest pro wrestlers today and of all time. Regal had a big contribution to that. When he was released, I was very surprised but also eager to bring him here. While putting over the on-screen angle and his contributions that he could bring to Moxley and Danielson as some sort of super faction helmed by Regal, yes, please, by the way, TK then mentioned that also behind the scenes, I think Regal can teach all of us a lot, and it's great to have him here on screen and off screen. It came together very recently, and he fits very well with what we're doing. I would happen to agree. Regal is probably one of the most valuable assets and brains to pick apart a wrestling company could hope for in 2022. But that wasn't all that TK spoke about on the media scrum, because I don't know if you forgot, Tony Khan also bought Ring of Honor this week. Of course, there were some questions about that on the media scrum, and I don't have the time today to go through all the responses, so I would highly recommend checking out WrestleTalk.com for a full breakdown. And when asked about what form Ring of Honor would take under Tony's tutelage, TK responded with, "I'm still developing plans for what we're going to do, but Baltimore has been a great home for Ring of Honor, and they've run a number of events at UMBC, and we've done a number of shows in Baltimore, including the original Full Gear. It's an awesome area. There is an amazing connection to Ring of Honor. I'm very cognizant of it, and I do want to not only acknowledge the history of Ring of Honor, but I want to take it to another place, both respecting the library and doing things that make sense with it, and make sense for me and for AEW, and hopefully our media partners, but also going forward because there should be a Ring of Honor, and I have the resources to present a better version than anyone else can." But one thing we do know for sure, which had previously only been speculated about, Tony Khan will in fact be booking the Ring of Honor shows. Speaking more on the media scrum, Khan mentioned, "I am going to be the booker. I'll be bringing in young wrestlers, and they have a lot of young wrestlers. We're very successful here and doing very well here. I plan to continue to do very well with it and bringing in wrestlers that can work in Ring of Honor or AEW potentially." Whether Khan might be overfilling his plate with responsibilities remains to be seen, but the phrasing of these answers surrounding Ring of Honor certainly does give credence to the theories that Ring of Honor might be used as some sort of developmental system for AEW, with AEW wrestlers occasionally popping in to cross between the brands. We don't know yet for certain that that's what the plan is, and neither does TK from the sounds of it, but it does seem to be leaning that way right now. Tony Khan also spoke on whether he would overhaul how Ring of Honor is presented or how it functions, which he denied he would be doing. For continuity's sake, I don't want to change much about Ring of Honor. Other wrestling companies have had multiple promotions under one corporate structure or under one person. I don't think it's conducive to have people coming into an environment. Say if somebody were to come here from WWE and I'm not behind their whole act and want to change everything. That's not very conducive. On the subject of Tony Khan and Ring of Honor, CM Punk also had some thoughts with him, obviously having deep ties with the promotion as he showcased during his entrance at Revolution. Also speaking on the media scrum, Punk said, "I can't explain how happy I am that my footage is in good hands. It's good to know that it's in the hands of somebody that will treat it well. I literally feel that my baby is in someone's hands that I know will raise the child the right way and do good things with it, and it won't get made into some tab on a confusing app that is hard to navigate and the boys don't get paid anything off it." But he wasn't just happy that TK got the tape library of Ring of Honor, he was happy that Vince McMahon didn't. It was either Tony was going to buy it or Vince was going to buy it. I don't want Vince to own any of my footage. He owns enough of it and owns enough of it that I don't get paid off. There was a ton more mentioned on the media scrum about a number of topics, so check out WrestleTalk.com for more. But with William Regal and Swerve confirmed to be joining AEW at Revolution, maybe AEW will calm down with the new signings. Psych, there may be one more major one on this Wednesday's Dynamite. After there were reports of Jeff Hardy maybe going to AEW, and then Jeff Hardy accidentally revealing it himself, and then backtracking on that, and then maybe WWE getting legal action involved due to potential contract tampering, whoops, Jeff Hardy to AEW has been less of an enigma and more definitely going to happen. Hardy's 90-day non-compete clause after being released from WWE expires on March 9th, 2022, which, wait a tick, that's in 2 days, on the day of AEW Dynamite. And according to Fightful Select, Jeff Hardy is set to be at AEW this coming Wednesday. Whether he will actually appear on the show or not remains to be seen, but Hardy will be in attendance at the arena according to this report. So he's debuting then, isn't he? Jeff Hardy to AEW confirmed. But going the other way to WWE, there's a high-profile name that still hasn't returned there yet, and now might not be at all. Cody Rhodes' departure from AEW was significant for many reasons, almost all of which have been covered in previous videos. But after it seemed like it was a sure thing that he would be heading back to WWE, reports emerged that talks had fizzled out, that things had gone eerily quiet, and now Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio has provided an update, as things have changed within WWE. His status has changed, in theory. He was on the books in WWE. They had creative out for him. They still thought on Friday that they had creative laid out for him, and then now it's very uncertain. They don't know what's going on with Cody Rhodes. They're not sure. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. It's up in the air. They don't know. They thought they had him. It's not like it's dead. It's not like that they think they don't have him, but they're not sure. Yeah, that sounds pretty conclusive to me. Cody Rhodes to Stardom confirmed. But that's not the only person whose WWE status is up in the air right now, as Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was previously reportedly penciled in for a WrestleMania 38 match, potentially against Kevin Owens, now might not be. On Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that while WWE definitely still wants Stone Cold to have that match, Austin hasn't agreed to it yet, and internally it's still listed as just a confrontation rather than an actual match. So regardless, we should still most likely be seeing Stone Cold, it's just whether it will be in a wrestling capacity or more of just an angle. And now let's talk about the biggest wrestling event of the weekend without a shadow of a doubt, WWE's Madison Square Garden house show. WWE had hyped this show up with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns both putting their titles on the line, with them hyping up the idea that maybe Lesnar could lose the title before WrestleMania, which would have been hilariously bad if so. And on the day of the show, Fightful Select was reporting that WWE were being extra secretive about their plans for the show, even more so than usual. So they've got something big planned, right? Here's the results from the show. Alpha Academy defeated RK Bro, Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest by disqualification, of course. The Usos defeated Big E and Kofi Kingston, Becky Lynch defeated Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in a triple threat, Roman Reigns defeated Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship, The Miz hosted a Miz TV segment? On a house show? Really? Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn, Ronda Rousey and Naomi defeated Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville, where I'm sure that Charlotte Flair tapped out about 17 times because storytelling, and Brock Lesnar successfully defended his WWE Championship against super surprise mystery opponent, Austin Theory. Now, alright. After the match, Reigns beat up Lesnar and held up both titles, so nothing major really happened then. And the secretness of the show was for... what exactly? Who knows? Anyway, back to usual for WWE then, as it was before the very important show. But now we have a huge announcement. We are debuting a brand new series over on Parts of Unknown that we're very excited about. It's a My GM mode series, head-to-head in WWE 2K22, me versus Luke. Check out the announcement video right now.